I'm back in my sewing room with my project, which is my corset and my hoop skirt, which you can see in my last videos. And I was away from it for about 2 weeks and I'm feeling a little out of topic, if you will. And I would like to warm myself up again. What I'm going to do is taking the corset that I made in this video, and that's my base that was never meant to be seen. I'm going to focus on the upper part for now. I ordered my fabrics, which are organza and tulle that I will use. Nothing fancy, just a regular organza polyester thing that you can get because budget. And we're going to make it pretty. So I'm still looking at this reference, which is my inspiration, of course, the bubble dress. I will look at it for the shape mainly, and then adding my own sparkly stuff on top. What I really like about the original bubble dress are these spikes or these shapes that she has on the décolletage. And I have a lot of these horsehair strips that you normally use to stiffen hems and stuff, but I think that's exactly what I want to use there. And the idea is to find a way, make it look like that it basically extends a little over the corset and giving me the shape. After that I will add my organza that I don't yet have. It's on the way. And I also have that fabric. Ooh, look at that. That is basically my sparkly base. Oh, and it loses a lot of sequins. My plan is to cut shapes out of that and apply it to the organza then. So the plan for now is play around with muslin or my paper again. My skirt gets a lot of these shapes that are like swirled and will add a little more volume to the skirt. And my bodice needs to go over that. So we need to keep that in mind. And yes, it would be wise to have the skirt ready, but I don't have that. So enough talking, let's just start and find out a pattern. So what I think we need for these, I don't know how to call them actually, the booby shape thingies. The décolletage extension, I don't know. In the original it really extends over her arm, but I have to remind myself that it will not be a replica. It will be my dress. And eventually everything will be covered somehow with sparkly stuff and the fabric. And I will probably cut this here, but not yet. I don't want to make decisions today, because as always it's late in the evening, although it's quite still not dark outside, but it's after work, after everything that I had to do in the day. Usually my brain is a little mushy in the last hours of my day. And that's usually when I sew. Surprises ahead, I guess. It's now, as I'm recording this, the beginning of June. That's usually when my sewing room becomes a sauna and it's getting hot in here. So the idea is to get my bodice done enough so that I can work on it on the couch where it's a little bit cooler. So I think that's kind of nice already. I mean, it looks like plastic sheets on a dress form. I think I will just tack that down. So I hope I can take it down, like I said, and work on it on the couch while watching something nice. And as I'm working on this right now, I saw that the new trailer for the second Wicked movie will come out for me tomorrow morning. And I'm excited. While I'm still working off a dress that is inspired from the first movie. That's how slow I am. No, I'm just kidding. I was absolutely aware that this will not be a weekend project for me. I know when I have time to sew and I can kind of calculate how long these things will take me. So I was aware that it will take me a month, and it will take me a month. But that's fine, because I wanted to make something fancy and I don't have a whole team to help me, so it will take as long as it will take. But not gonna lie, I have already, of course, 10 other projects in my head that I want to start on. But I know that as soon as I'm leaving this and start something new, I will not continue and I will focus on one project. Maybe I allow myself a little summer dress in between, but only if I'm making progress with this month. Because at the end of the month, I want to be in the full beading situation. Because of course, at some point, I want to wear this. I want to take pictures in it and what not. And of course that would be very nice if I could still do that in summer. But I think that might be a little overambitious for me, because sadly I have to work 40 hours a week. So if you want to support this channel, I have a coffee link in my bio somewhere. So I try to keep my mouth shut now, and you're getting a time lapse. Let's go. This dress is really a little challenging for my small room, which is it has a lot of volume, but it has not a lot of free space to move around, if that makes sense. So a hoop skirt was the best idea for that room. But I hope that it will make its way out of this room at some point, right? Now that it's not already super warm in here, I need some lights, and that makes it even warmer. Did you ever have the crazy idea of making a couture dress all by yourself in your little free time? Please leave me a comment. I would love to hear your most ambitious project, and did you finish it or did it finish you? Because of course I had these projects too that I simply gave up on. Sometimes you have to prefer your mental health over a costume, I think. So that's where I'm at now, and where I probably will leave it for now, because it's almost 30 degrees in here and I don't like it. So I think I will have to gather it a little so it will lay flat here, but I will make that curve that I see on the original. And other than that, I didn't expect to have so much progress for the first evening working on the outer shell. That gives me a lot of motivation, and I hope to be back tomorrow evening. I stitched down all the horsehair. It's now completely attached. This will be covered. I will put on my skirt again. I was thinking about if I were making a petticoat to go over that, and then my skirt, because another layer, a little more volume. I think I would like that. So I'm now starting to drape my pattern pieces for the bodice. I have my muslin. I also have the fabric, the organza that I'm going to use. Let's start. I just need to know what I have to cut. Although I think maybe in the end it will still be a little freestyle at the end. So I have my reference. Something like this. It has that stupid fold, but I saw that on the original there's also a fold, so but I like how the more round form really already makes a nice shape here all around. I think that's kind of nice. And then it's like a petal here. Maybe I made it a little too wide. And also this is muslin, it will show everything that's wrong. But yeah, it's a lot of folding here. I don't know. Looks a little weird. That I like. That I don't like. Or maybe I will just cut it as a separate piece. Maybe that might be easier. I think that's better if I cut it from a different pattern as a separate piece. That's a little better. It has still some folds, but that's fine. So that's actually under that piece. yeah, that's where I'm at now. A hodgepodge of scraps. But yeah, the first idea of what I want, and I think I need to cut out a little more here. I think I'm leaving it like that and then come back later and think about the bag, because there's nothing yet. It's a new day and I really want to move on. I think I will just label these and then after that making some adjustments, because here's also a piece missing, and I think I will just cut it from my organza then and make the organza layer. So it's a little, needs to get higher and stuff, but yeah, that's my rough map of what I want to do. So that's my fabric. Very beautiful green organza. And it looks like it's not much, but it should. It's supposed to be 10 meters per bolt and I have 2. And of course, because it's organza, it's quite see-through and very thin, but it's supposed to be my base layer. But it's also the reason why I'm contemplating of making a petticoat for my skirt, but we're not there yet. And I also have tulle. It's supposed to be the stiff part of that. And I want to combine them for the skirt pieces, also for the bodice. Especially on this part, I think it could use some tulle to make it stand out. But yeah, it's all a big experiment. Yeah, and of course I'm now a little bit scared to cut my actual fabric. Although it's, like I said, it's not an expensive one. But it's pretty and I don't want to ruin it. Like always. And I still have a lot of these horsehair braids. Horsehair. It's not actually horsehair, it's plastic, but that's what it's called. And I can use that too for make things have a bit more structure. So my idea is now to take off these pieces, cut them, maybe a little with a little extra, because I also have to make a test of how to finish the edges. I think a thin rolled hem would be nice. I have to test this. And then I would add them back to the corset, attach them, and then put the sparkly stuff on top. And still I have a little bit of anxiety to start this. Everything will be fine. It's really pretty and really thin and will be probably a nightmare to sew. What I have to keep in mind is that it has some kind of direction, because it has some subtle lines going down. And I have to keep that in mind. I started with the back piece. I have to start somewhere. Now how to finish the edges, that's the question here. So I did a small hem with my straight stitch machine with that presser foot that automatically folds your fabric and then makes a little tiny hem. And when it works, it looks nice, but it doesn't always work. And I'm not sure if I can use it on a circle. But I think I will try it for that first piece. And if not, I have to watch some YouTube tutorials. Okay, let's try this. I'm not sure if I like that. It looks super messy. Okay, so I made a super tiny hem. First I did a straight stitch all around and then I ironed it to one side on that nice line that I had then. And now I overcast it with a very tiny zigzag stitch. And that gives it that nice edge. I just have to cut the excess that I folded. And I think that will be my method, because I can handle that. The special foot, I cannot make it work. Maybe I try with different fabric, but it's not for this project. So that's what I'm going to do now, probably piece by piece, pin it again back to my mannequin and then attach it somehow. Maybe by hand, maybe by machine, maybe 50-50, not sure. Yeah, so let's cut this hem very carefully. And I have my little curvy scissors because that's quite handy for something like this. So it turned out quite nice. It's a nice way of finishing organza. That's what I've learned already. Let's put it back to the dress form. I think I had it folded like this, just to give me an idea how it looks and how the fabric behaves now that it's finer fabric. But yeah, that looks cute. And I have to keep in mind that I have to leave it open like that because we want the skirt to go under that. But yeah, I think that could work. That could actually work. Nice. That's nice. I like where it's going, but it will be a lot of work. Bobbin is empty. So here is everything that we have loosely pinned to the dress form. I have like 2 pieces now. That one will be stitched to the front, and it doesn't really look like something on the camera, but the idea it gives, it already looks nice. I trust the process and will continue. So I pinned my side seam of these 2 pieces that I will do by machine. French seam. Where's my voice? And then I will leave the side like that and move on to the other side. And the last bit I will do are these peplums, because I think they could need some more stability. But let's see, just taking it off and then I'm sewing the seam. So I have now all the bodice pieces except for the peplums. They're all ready to be attached. Hello, another day, another session, and I want to work on getting my organza shapes onto the corset itself. I want to stitch it down today, try it on, make sure everything sits nicely with the skirt, and then I will add the peplum parts. And I also have a lot of new green threads, a lot of it, and hopefully that makes me able to switch to my overlock to do a rolled hem for the skirt pieces. And I think I will start with just pinning down what I can on my dress form before I try it on, and then let's see how my hoop skirt is sitting, where it hits on the corset. That's what I want to mark, because there I want to add the peplums so they can spread nicely over the skirt later. Okay, let's see what we have. I think that's already sitting quite nicely. I feel like I have organza all over the room because that little bowl that I had just unwrapped itself and now it's everywhere, and I will not fold it back. No, no, no. So I have my corset prepared. I have pinned where I want it to be sewn down, and that will be definitely a hand sewing endeavor. Tangible progress, which is absolutely nice because I feel like I'm working on this forever. And it's been a few months until now, just because I take these things slow. I don't have time all day. So this week I have a week off. I can spend more time here, and that will probably help me to get to a point where I can take my beading to the couch and just do it in the evenings. I think this calls for a few YouTube videos and a more comfy position. I attached all my organza pieces. I think it looks very nice. It's still hard to film. I think it looks very nice how it overlaps. It's very like leaves or so wrapping around. I really like that. And I left these loose because I want them to sit on top of the skirt later on. And the next step is adding my peplum pieces that I had there. Something like this. And then I can finally add some sparkles. I attached that now with pins, and I will sew that now down to the bodice, and I will do that in a room where I don't have to sweat so much. Okay, so a shower and a little bit of sewing later. I have finished all the work on this. All the peplums are attached now. That means I can start thinking about the glittery fabric, which is somewhere buried underneath everything else. Let's put the corset back to the dress form and have a look at that. It has these nice swirls, I don't know, shape. And I will now go and find shapes that I like and then cut them out and use them as applique. And I think it will take some time figuring out where I want everything to go. Trying to give me a little bit of, and I'm already cutting these sequins, so I will find them everywhere from now on. So that's the first one. So maybe that could go here, or maybe even higher. I think I will rearrange it a few times. Ooh, I like how it sparkles. I don't like that. We can use it more on the side. Okay, so I added my applique pieces. I think it looks very nice already. Very sparkly. I just pinned them. The idea is to stitch it down now, but I think I will label them. I will give them a number or something, because I need to take this off to sew these others down, and I'm a little bit afraid that I will not find it where it belongs again. It's still very warm. So if I didn't miss one piece, I think that one is extra. So we're now at 20 appliques so far that I have to attach. I numbered all my pieces yesterday, and now I'm going to start stitching it down. And I think for that I will take it off from the mannequin, and I think I will go then step by step and stitch the things down. I have to recut pieces, maybe getting rid of some tulle here and there, and then it's a lot of hand sewing. And yes, I'm also in the stage where my table is a mess and I can only work on this little piece. So we have to do something about this. So I'm here in my very warm room And I wanted to give you a little update because I finished stitching down all the sparkly fabric to the bodice, my base for all the other pearls and stuff that I have to put on top. What I will do first is getting one of these handy organizers that I like to use for rhinestones and all the small bits. I will organize my, oh my god, I will organize my little loot. Okay, so I will prepare this, get myself a very fine thin needle for beading, and then I will continue to do this down there. I really like these flat ones because you can store them. I have them in a larger box next to each other, and then I can just go through it like a little shiny library. Maybe not all of them. The longer is on this side. It's a mix of different pearls. I will make 2 of these because I have another bag of these. And the same one in green. So these are going here. So my bodice already has the sequins, but I want to add in some of these more iridescent ones, if it makes sense, to tie it all in. Let's just put a little bit. So that's what we have right now. Like I said, right now I'm done with this stage. And I'm pretty sure that the beading process will take quite a while. So I'm leaving you here for this video. And I will give you an update on the progress in my next video, which will probably be the one where I'm starting on the skirt, which is a completely different piece. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to finish this at some point this year, because it has already been months that I'm working on this. But that's fine, I knew that before. I'm really proud that I'm sticking to it and not threw it in the corner because I got tired of it. I just hope it will be a sparkly dream that will make me happy in the end. So here you can already see a little bit of the beading. So it's a little bit sneak peek. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. I hope to see you very soon with my next video, and until then, bye bye!